Fresh air, longer days, a chance to reset. This season, let therapy be part of your spring cleaning. Clearing mental clutter, shaking off stuckness, and building something better. Grow Therapy helps you get there. Whether it's your first time in therapy or your 15th, Grow makes it easier to find a therapist who fits you, not the other way around. They connect you with thousands of independent licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions, nights and weekends. You can search by what matters, like insurance, specialty, identity, or availability, and get started in as little as 2 days. And if something comes up, you can cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Grow helps you find therapy on your time. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Grow accepts over 100 insurance plans, including Medicaid in some states. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/booknow to get started. That's growtherapy.com/booknow. growtherapy.com/booknow. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
Welcome to the Instagram stories for Monday, December 26th. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. There's no real new Instagram news to talk about. Most of the United States has been off for the past couple of days and today as well, but I didn't want to leave you all without a show. I thought this would be a really good opportunity to not only express my appreciation for you listening over the past 12 months, 2 years. Actually, I started this in 2018, so almost 4 years. But I wanted to share some of the stats that Spotify recently shared with me, and I thought you would enjoy hearing how much you have contributed to the growth of this show over those past 4 years. They make something for Spotify for your music listening called Wrapped, but they do the same thing actually for podcast creators as well. Right off the bat, I created last year for this show 900 minutes of new content, which is more than 88% of other creators in this same technology category. But let's talk about the stats for you, the listeners. So over the course of 183 episodes, which I created over the past 12 months, and you all are listening from 43 different countries around the world. I also have stats about you listening and sharing it. And this is where I really appreciate you taking that action. Spotify told me that this podcast was in the top 15% most shared globally. And then they break down how that sharing happened. 48% shared an episode via a direct link, 16% shared it via WhatsApp, 14% via other method, 12% via text, and 10% via Instagram. So thank you so much. If there was any episode that you thought was so good that you wanted to share it with someone else, thank you. Spotify also let me know that I am in the top 10% of most followed podcasts. And then they break down the gains over the past year. 250% more listeners, 99% more followers, 92% more hours, and 88% more streams. So thank you for contributing to that. Lastly, Spotify told me that I am a top 10 podcast for 280 fans, a top 5 podcast for 199 fans, and the number 1 podcast for 89 fans. So I appreciate you listening every single day, whatever you do, whether you listen once a week, once a month, or every day. Thank you. And if you shared it, I really, really appreciate it. Of course, I'm always looking for ways to improve the show. So if you have suggestions, whether they're content suggestions or audio quality suggestions, I admit I know very little about podcast audio quality. And when I listen to other podcasts that are so much better, I realize there's certainly a lot that I can do. Unplugging the little refrigerator inside my office where I record is only the first step, I'm sure, of hundreds of things that I could do to improve the audio of this show. But if you have suggestions of things that I could do, please send me a DM. I would really appreciate it. That's going to do it for today's show. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for tomorrow's show. I was thinking about doing some coverage of the potential ban of TikTok in the United States. So I'm going to do my best to cover that on tomorrow's show. Thank you so much for listening throughout the year and all of your support. I really, really appreciate it.
The holidays start here at Kroger with a variety of options to celebrate traditions old and new. You could do a classic herb-roasted turkey or spice it up and make turkey tacos. Serve up a go-to shrimp cocktail or use Simple Truth wild-caught shrimp for your first Cajun risotto. Make creamy mac and cheese or a spinach artichoke fondue from our selection of Murray's cheese. No matter how you shop, Kroger has all the freshest ingredients to embrace all your holiday traditions. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks of Instagram and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently until Zuck returns my DMs and starts to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacies. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Daniel Hill Media.